ancestry. None of those things cause one to be elevated above another in their basic worth before God. And the reason that for some of us the pro-life issue is not a negotiable and it's not a political issue, it's the very heart and soul, a moral issue that determines the future of this country, is because if we miss it on that, we miss it all the way back to the concept of people being created equal. That is what it means. And when it comes to the point of marriage, I'm not against people. I'm not mad at anybody about trying to dictate how other people live, but I certainly do feel that we've got a responsibility to act when people want to redefine the very essence of what marriage means. It's only meant one thing in human history, and that's one man, one woman, and the monogamous relationship for life. Our history has been basically carried to the idea that in a marriage, you not only create the next generation, but you train your replacements for the next generation in the context of a family. Once we change the definition of that structure, and we start saying that any relationship can be family, and no longer is defined by those who are related by blood, marriage, or adoption. It can be any group of people who choose to be together and label themselves a family. You've basically underneath all of that, taken the very structure away that has given us stability, and that's given us the capacity to realize that from one generation to the next, our values are transmitted. And without that structure, the skeletal system has disappeared. What would you be without a skeletal system, without bones and structure? You would collapse. You couldn't survive. What happens when we lose that skeletal system of our entire fabric of being? And I remind people that before God created the church or even a civil government, first and foremost, He created and established marriage and the family. It is the foundation, the foremost, the single most important institution that we have of all.
That's right.
That's why it's not an issue that we can say, well, it's a political issue and it doesn't matter. It does matter. And it's got to keep mattering to every single one of us. And the day that it doesn't matter is the day that we might as well start looking toward the end of our civilization. I want to just express to you tonight that the Iowa caucuses that are going to be coming up in just a few days